Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of SAP B1 SDK development. So let's continue from the last session. In the last session, we have discussed about how to filter the events and how to register events, how to unregister event. Okay, so in this video, uh, and we also discussed about how to create menus, right? So in this way, how we have achieved how we can add main menu, pop-up menu, and sub menu. So in this video, we will learn how to open this form, how to open this form by clicking that menu. All right. So let's get started. First of all, we have already written some code for this item event as well, menu event. So in this menu event, what we will do, we will listen to that events, and whenever that menu is clicked, then we will load the XML file. Okay, so in our previous videos, we have uh, learned how to load form in XML. So in this video, we'll load that XML file. So here in add menus in our previous videos, we have used if menu exists, then this menu will get add. So if this menu doesn't exist, then we have to add the menu. All right. So next thing I'll also like to discuss that whenever I start this application, then uh, in after adding this menu, this application get automatically shut down. Right. If you can see that I'm connected successfully and menu has been added. And now if you see, then this application will stop automatically. So this now it's getting stopped automatically. So to avoid that, because this application need to run from connection to the end of the life cycle of the add-on. So to do that, what we need to do in this set company connection method, you can add here one line application. This application should be system Windows form application dot run. Okay, so uh, this won't now break our code. Now our this application will run until we intentionally stop this application. So in our this app event as well, here also we can what we say, we can stop that application, right? So we need, if we are running, then we also need to stop that application. So we can write that block of code here. And so how can we do that? We can use here application dot exit method. Okay, so it's better to use. Okay, here we have already given this using application equals to this, because this application is available in SAP. If you see here inside variable, application is available inside SAP BOUI. So this might get the name space might be same. So due to which we might get error. So be sure that you are using this namespace for to run the application. Okay. Now, after adding this, now our application won't stop. Then we have already added menu. Now what we will do, we need to open this form, right? We need to open this form. So in the menu event, In what we will do, first of all, we'll create a different class to handle this all events. So let's create different class. You can basically I follow the process of creating class different class for different forms. If there are 5 forms, then I create 5 different classes to handle it differently. So my code will be in organized way, so it will be more readable, and it will be easy to optimize in future as well. So let me give it as form test. Form test is I can give it as form. Let's give that as test form. Okay. Now click on this class and click add. Okay, so after adding this, let's remove this unused namespaces, and let's make this public. Okay, so you can create a constructor, and let's create a method. Right. Now we'll create a method to handle this MenuEvent. Okay, so let's write MenuEvent. See here what we'll be passing. These are the parameter we will be passing here, right? So write the parameter, and it's asking for bubble event inside try catch block. Here we can also set it's not written because it's a void method. So here also we will set false for now. Okay, so we'll now create an object and we will call this method. And here what we are getting MenuEvent. So we can create here switch statement and dot menu UI. Right, so okay, this is we let's check here what we can set. Okay, we are using this form for only one menu, handling one menu, right? So we don't need to make sorry, we don't need to switch here. We'll filter the menu ID from here, then we'll call this form. Okay, here we can simply write this alert before. So let's make it as simple. If before action. So before action means uh, whenever I click the menu, then before action means if you want to check something before clicking this menu, if you want to check something before clicking, if the action hasn't happened, then you can use that before action. And if you want to write some logic after action, means after clicking the menu, then you can also do that in after action method. Before action is true, else it will be, this will be what? After action, after menu is clicked, right? So here we can use switch case. Okay, first our, what is our menu ID? Our menu ID is this MSOP menu, right? So we'll check this. For this case, what we will do? We need to call this form class, right? So uh, let's create a object. So here what we will do now, we'll simply call this object this form dot menu event, and we will pass this eval and bubble, right? So now this method will get triggered, and whenever this method will get triggered, then now you can do it, you can write your logic here. And let's make this inside this, let's make this load form event as from public to, sorry, private to public static. So we can call this directly from this class. So what we want to do, we want to open this form after clicking the menu, after clicking this menu. That means after action, after the action has been performed, then only we will show this menu. So here it gets part, what we will do, CLS, or sorry, main dot load form from XML, and we will pass here FRM test. This is what? This is our form. This is our form UID. This will pass here. Then we go FRM then. Okay. So now let's save this, and let's put a breakpoint here, and let's run this side by side. Okay, let's start our application. Also, let's put a breakpoint in here. And whenever the menu is clicked, then this should be triggered. And I'll also show you about bubble event, how to handle this bubble event. The add-on is connected successfully. Now let's click module and let's click here. Okay, now you can see here the this method has been triggered. Now here you can see what are the this parameter, what are the values inside this parameter you are getting, right? So now you can see here menu ID is am sub menu, and now you are saying that before action is true. That means first of all this how this add-on flows goes first every time it checks before action, and then it goes for after action. So the every every event method gets triggered two times, for one for uh, before action and another for after action. And you can see there the by default the bubble event is true. Now let's go. Okay, now our it will go inside this first case only because the UID is matching. I think we are inside this now, and you can see here before action is true. That means it will go inside this if statement. Okay, so it's going if state inside if statement, and then you can see bubble event is false. Nothing happens because we have set this bubble event as a false. That means if this bubble event is set to the false, then it will never go to it will never execute the code that are below its, or if this bubble event is set to false, then it will skip the other execution part. Okay, so let's make it as a true for now. Let's put this inside this if statement, and here also it will be true. Okay, let's again restart. We have now you can see we are again going inside this before action, and now the bubble event is true, right? So again this will, now you can see again this event method is getting triggered because now the bubble event is true. That means the application is understanding that now I have to execute next method as well. The next, sorry, I have to check the next uh, value as well. In our case here, we are switching for, uh, we are checking first before action and after action. If you want something to check before action, and if you don't want to execute the other code before action, then you can write bubble event equals to false. So what will do? It will check, and if your bubble event equals false, then it will never execute the other code before after that. Okay, let's go inside this again. Now it's now before action is false. Now it will go inside this else statement. Okay, now we are loading the form. Okay, now you can see here on the left side form has been loaded, and this is the way how we uh, open the form using MenuEvent. Right, so I have removed the breakpoint. Simply click here, then you will get your form. Okay, now you can see here these two are edit box, and this is a combo box. Now what we will do? Okay, now the part here also, these all are included inside item event. Okay, these field, combo box, button, and matrix, these all are included inside uh, item event. So to to do this calculation part, we need to implement item event as well. Okay, so let's check if item event is working or not. Put your breakpoint in item event here and simply click execute. Okay, now you can see this method is getting triggered. That means we can get the form UID. You can see a form UID. We are getting form UID, and you can see here what kind of item event we are getting, right? So after action is true, before action is false, you can see all the details here. Oh, this is form UID and other thing. Now let's first of all let's implement this as well, right? So in similar way, we need to create a item event as well. This is a menu event. Now we will write copy the parameter from here. Set bubble event equals false. Now, what we will do, simply here also we will switch. Sorry, we will use the else statement. Before action and else. The item event. Okay. So here also same case we are using, but you can see here we are getting here I form UID also because we need to know which form item we are working on, right? So there are item this field can this similar field can be available in another form as well. So we need form UID in which form UID items you are working on. So here what we will do here we will simply write switch statement here as well. Form type EX. What is form type EX? Form type EX means we will get here form UID. Okay, if our we also get form UID here as well, but we can use that EX part as well. Let's use this only for now form. So for now FRM, if the form is FRM test, then what we will do? We'll simply use this. We'll simply call this form, sorry, item event of this class, item event method of this test form class. And we'll simply pass these all our parameters. So, okay, let's give a try first now. Okay, before action, right? So, before action, suppose if the field is blank, if this field is blank, then we will show a pop-up message that, or we will show a error message here that this first number cannot be blank. So, okay, let's do that. So it's mean that we are working on before action. That means whenever this button is executed, whenever this button is clicked, right? So there, let's write if we need to check if this button is clicked or not. So what is the ID of this button? Simply go to view, click on system information. Then you can see that the ID is BTN execute. Yes, we have uh, if this button is clicked before action. We are working on before action. Means we are not executing, we are just checking before executing. So let's check here. Now we need to create a object of this form. Object of this what you say, edit text. So what we need to do here, first of all, we need to uh, assign a we need to what you say, we need to assign a reference to this form, right? So first of all, we need to check that whether we need to make sure to our application that we are working on this form and we are working on this item. That means first of all, we need to access the form, then only we can access the item of that form. So to access the form, let's create a variable here as well. This will be null, then we will assign it here. So form pass from UID. So let's use for now. Yeah, you can also get the object reference using this form UID. So I will also show you that.